Hey YouTube, I am here doing a deck profile for my Cardfight Vanguard Dudley deck. Now, just to warn you guys, this deck is still in the beta stage. Basically created my main idea of it, so I'm probably going to come to you guys this weekend with an updated deck profile after I play tested a little at my local tournament. But, if you're wondering, let's just get to the deck profile. I actually think the deck is not too bad. I'm probably just going to tweak it up a little bit after the tournament. So to start off, you have Mecha Trainer as your starting Vanguard. Pretty good effect. Kind of +1, retire it, search your deck for a grade 1, put it in your hand. Now, this is probably going to get hit in the future, but as long as it's still available to play, I say play it, abuse the hell out of it. Next up, we have 4 heal triggers. I prefer Chill Girl Tiara. You can run any of the heals you want for the deck. I then run 6 critical triggers. Now this is Dudley, so you want to make sure you have crits in the deck. But also, you want to also maintain your hand power, so currently I only run 6. I might end up increasing the total to 8, but apparently I only own 2 Sonic Breakers, so yeah, that's something I gotta fix, but definitely run a lot of crits. Then I run 4 draw trigger. Like I said, Dudley's you need to get hand consistency, so having draws is a must, even if it's just 4 draw. Definitely run draws. I then run 4 copies of Machine Gun Gloria, not a bad effect. When it boosts a unit at the end of the battle, counter +1. Put the unit it boosts into the bottom of the deck, and then draw 1. Definitely a good way to help sort out your deck and get some cards you need. Definitely interesting. It does use up a counterblast, but it's easy to be smart about it. I then run 3 copies of Cheer Girl Elsa. Elsa is the enabler for Limit Break that came in Reckless Rampage. I might end up upping the count to 4 if I feel like it. And then I've got 4 copies of Cheer Girl Marilyn, PG. Now you can run any of the PGs you want. I honestly prefer to run Marilyn. Honestly, I'm thinking I'm going to switch it to the Unflipper that came in Reckless Rampage, so we'll see. And then I have 2 Dudley Daisy. I only own 2 at the time, but honestly, definitely I'd keep the count at 2, when it's placed on rear guard during the battle phase, count +1, give it +5. Not a bad effect, and since it's a Dudley card, it really helps out. Next to grade 2s, I run 4 copies of Dudley Dudley Douglas. Got it confused there for a second. When Douglas is placed onto the rearguard circle, you counterblast 1 and he gets 5,000 power. But it's only during the battle phase too. Seems to be a thing with Dudleys. It's not good, actually not bad. It's good for extra push when you need it. But it's a counterblast, so definitely be prepared. And now here is Dudley Mason. I run 4 copies of him. Definitely a really good card. If his attack hits, whether it's on Vanguard or Rearguard, you counterblast 1, put a unit in your hand into the soul, and call anything from the deck. Definitely a good way to get extra rush and puts really good pressure onto your opponent, and you don't have to counterblast unless he hits. So yeah, definitely a really good card. And finally, I run 3 high-speed Bracky. I might end up changing it to one of the G units. You know, the Gen Break 1 units that came out on Reckless Rampage, but honestly, you can't really mess with Bracky. And next, we have grade 3s. Now, I run 4 copies of Demonic Lord Dudley Lucifer. This is a good card. Limit Break, after he attacks, choose one of your rear guards, move it into the soul, and then you call 1 unit from your hand, and if it's a Dudley card, give it 10,000 power. Really good, and definitely a good thing to combo with a card like Dudley Douglas, so it gets plus 15,000 power for that attack, making it a 24k attack. And his extra effect is you counterblast 1 to give it +2. Yeah, I don't really use that unless you really want to, but it ends up beating counterblasts. Then I run 4 copies of Dudley Jessica. He's not bad. She came out in the Reckless Rampage set. Her Gen Break 2 skill is all Dudleys in the front row gain plus 2,000 power. And when you start on top of her with a unit that has Dudley in its name, you can call a Dudley unit from your deck and give it plus 5,000 power. And yeah, definitely a good way to get more power to your formation. It only works with the current Dudley stride, but even so, you get another unit on the field and saves card in hand. And finally, for grade 3s, I run one Skydiver. Now, Skydiver is definitely a fun card to use in the deck. I really enjoy it, and he's really helpful. If his attack hits, then you get to move him to the soul, choose one Spike Brother card from your hand, and Superior Call it. Definitely a good way to get off Dudley Daisy and Dudley Douglas' skills. On to the G Zone. I run 2 copies of Shoot Down King Miracle Ace. His skill, you count +1, flip up a copy of himself. In doing so, if a unit you have on your rear guard is put to the bottom of the deck, you give 5,000 power to one of your other units. And Gen Break 3, you Soul Blast 2. When your rear guard is put in the bottom of your deck, you choose a card from your hand and call it to rear. Definitely a good push card, but I personally am not that big a fan of it. Don't get me wrong, I like it. But, yeah, I only keep it at 2 so that I can only use the skill once because it's pretty much all you're going to need. Then I run 2 copies of Godly Speed Flash Bruce. Definitely a good pressure card for your first turn stride. If he hits, you take a card in your hand, put it to the soul, call any unit from your deck to the rear guard, and deal plus 5,000 power. This part, it stays out there so you can call a grade 2 with 5,000 power, and you can basically keep an intercept out there or call a booster with extra power if need be for a good push. You know, basically help fill up the field. Definitely a good card to use. And the last strides we have are 4 copies of the Great Warrior, Dudley Geronimo. Now he's the main stride of the deck, and basically for your kill turn, his skill is count +1, choose a copy of himself, turn it face up, and then all your units in the front row and back row gain plus 5,000 power when they attack. And he also allows units in your back row to attack as well. So you can basically have an entirety of 6 attacks in the turn. And each one of your rear guards that attacks gets plus 5,000 power. So basically you could have him on Vanguard Circle and have like 5 grade 2s in your rear guard, and all of them can attack. So yeah, he's definitely your big push, but he only gets the cards plus 5,000 power, so definitely be wary of triggers. But I think he's really good for a final kill type of turn. Anyway guys, that is the deck profile for now. I'm probably going to come back to you guys this weekend with an updated deck profile after I test it a bit. But otherwise the deck seems solid. If you guys have any ideas on how to fix up the deck, please leave a comment. Tell me what you think I should add to the deck, or give me your own opinion on it. And if you enjoyed, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you later.